Adolf Hitler's invasion of Europe was driven by his ambitions for territorial expansion and the creation of a greater German Reich. His aggressive foreign policy, combined with military strategies like Blitzkrieg, allowed him to occupy large parts of Europe in a relatively short time. After Germany's defeat in World War I, the Treaty of Versailles 1919 imposed strict territorial and military restrictions. One key clause demilitarized the Rhineland, a region bordering France. In March 1936, Hitler sent German troops into the Rhineland, violating the Treaty of Versailles and the Locarno treaties. The reoccupation faced no opposition from France or Britain, emboldening Hitler and showcasing the weakness of the European powers' response to aggression. Hitler aimed to unite all German-speaking people under his rule. Austria, with a large German-speaking population, was a prime target. In March 1938, Germany annexed Austria and the Anschluss. There was minimal resistance from Austria, and many Austrians welcomed the unification. The annexation was another violation of the Treaty of Versailles, but again, the Allies did not intervene. Hitler demanded control of the Sudetenland, a region of Czechoslovakia with a large German-speaking population. In September 1938, Britain and France, following a policy of appeasement, agreed to Hitler's demands at the Munich Conference, allowing Germany to annex the Sudetenland in exchange for Hitler's promise not to seek further territorial gains. In March 1939, despite promises made at Munich, Hitler invaded and occupied the rest of Czechoslovakia, demonstrating that appeasement had failed. To avoid a two-front war, Hitler signed the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact with the Soviet Union in August 1939. The secret agreement divided Poland between Germany and the USSR. On September 1, 1939, Germany invaded Poland using Blitzkrieg tactics, which involved rapid, coordinated attacks by air and ground forces. Poland was overwhelmed in a matter of weeks. On September 17, 1939, the Soviet Union invaded Poland from the east, sealing the country's fate. The fall of Poland marked the beginning of World War II, as Britain and France declared war on Germany shortly afterward. After the fall of Poland, a period of inactivity on the Western Front lasted for several months. September 1939, April 1940, known as the Phony War. In April 1940, Germany launched Operation Weserübung, invading Denmark and Norway to secure access to Swedish iron ore and protect supply routes. Denmark surrendered almost immediately, while Norway held out for 2 months. In May 1940, Hitler launched blitzkrieg attacks on Belgium, the Netherlands, and Luxembourg as a prelude to invading France. Despite being well defended, these countries fell within weeks. Germany bypassed the heavily fortified Maginot Line by invading France through the Ardennes Forest, a region that was poorly defended. British and French forces were surrounded at Dunkirk but managed to evacuate most of their troops to Britain in the Miracle of Dunkirk. On June 22, 1940, France officially surrendered. Northern France came under direct German control, while the southern part became the Vichy government, a Nazi puppet regime. With France defeated, Hitler planned to invade Britain in Operation Sea Lion, but he first needed to destroy the British Royal Air Force. Germany launched a prolonged air campaign known as the Battle of Britain in mid-1940, aiming to gain air superiority. However, the RAF successfully defended British airspace, forcing Hitler to postpone the invasion indefinitely. In April 1941, Hitler invaded Yugoslavia and Greece after political instability in the Balkans and British involvement in Greece. Both countries fell quickly, and the region was brought under Axis control. Despite the Nazi-Soviet pact, Hitler had always planned to invade the Soviet Union. In June 1941, he launched Operation Barbarossa, the largest invasion in history with millions of troops. German forces made significant gains initially, capturing vast territories, including Belarus, Ukraine, and parts of Russia. Despite early successes, the Germans failed to capture Moscow in late 1941, and the Soviet winter, combined with fierce resistance, marked the turning point in the Eastern Front. By mid-1941, Hitler had successfully occupied or controlled large parts of Europe, from France in the west to Poland and much of the Balkans in the east. However, his invasion of the Soviet Union, combined with his failure to defeat Britain, marked the beginning of Nazi Germany's eventual downfall. The United States' entry into the war in 1941 further shifted the balance, leading to the Allied counteroffensives that would eventually topple Hitler's regime.